Um, Obviously, we talked about CSK losers. Another team that are losers, RCB. Om is not here, so we can
Jesus.
go
Yeah, we can
unhinged
go all in on
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 RCB.
RCB. That's good.
Yeah, just before we get to their problems, and keep in mind they're doing pretty solid on the points table, but I don't care about that because I don't rate RCB at all anyways. So points table means nothing to me. Maxwell is back. He came in, hit a couple fours, safe. DKOP, KKR lad, safe. He had a fantastic game where he destroyed the opposition at the start of the week. We've talked about finishers in Pat Cummins, Rahul Tewate, DK is another one of them. I
Right.
love him. Should be back in the Indian team. What's your thought on RCB's middle order right now with Maxwell back and Dinesh Karthik, the KKR ex-captain, back?
Yeah, I feel like every time DK is just an excellent finisher, and he's shown it once again with RCB. I don't think there's much you didn't already say, but with CSK is why am I saying CSK? I guess when a team is I just associate CSK with loss now. Now, thanks to you, and so I said CSK when we are talking about RCB. Yeah, RCB.
Rightly so.
RCB is just they're looking very solid with Maxwell coming back into the team. Obviously, he wasn't there for the first few games because he was doing a madness. But either way, now that he's back in the team, their middle order is way stronger. It's far stronger, so that's quite good. And even without Maxwell in their middle order, they had a few chinks here and there. But if you look at their opening is very strong. You obviously have Faf du Plessis, who every time I say as part of like the RCB segment, I die on the inside a little bit because he no, I can't. I won't get into it. But he should have been retained. We went to 7.5. I'm gonna go on a tangent. We went to 7.5 for Faf, and then we went to 14 for Chair. We had so much money to spend, and we didn't spend it on Faf du Plessis. We see RCB got arguably, as we said last week, one of the best buys of the auction, and it's all because some people at CSK management couldn't see that just because you're okay. CSK is supposed to be the team of old people. Okay, how can they not see the one good old person who we should have actually kept or bought again? We throw him out. Instead, we retain who do we retain? We retain Jaddu. Jaddu's fine. Okay, Jaddu's good. I'm not slandering Jaddu, but Faf du Plessis is an option. At least go to 10 crores. Have some respect. Okay, you have people like SRH who go to 10.5 crores to Nicholas Puran, which is on one end of the extreme, and on the other end you have CSK, which won't even go to 8 for one of the best batsmen in T20 cricket. Okay, right. What are we talking about? RCB.
Yeah,
Right.
clearly you're very passionate about
No,
this. I heard.
RCB also has Anuj Rawat who hit like a solid 66 in their game against MI. And if Anuj Rawat and Faf are able to simultaneously fire, that leaves Maxwell the opportunity to not play a stabilizing innings, to come in and play more of an innings that you wanted Hardik to play when we talked about GT in the last episode, um, and giving Maxwell the opportunity to hit as much as possible and not have to worry about keeping the batting together. And then obviously,
Yeah, I don't think Maxwell does that anyway. He just does his own thing, and it works for him. I heard you mention that you like RCB's opening combination. I definitely do not. Anuj Rawat is pretty useless. He wastes the power play. Even his 60 odd, like those, like it was in 40 something balls, not a great strike
42, I
rate.
think.
The power play is being absolutely wasted by Faf and Rawat. Faf struggled against PKBS too. And like
Yes.
people say that if you stain, you can catch up. I don't believe in catching up. You wasted those balls. Those balls are gone. You can sort of increase your strike rate later on, and you can use the best out of the balls you face later on. But there's no catching up because you've wasted like many balls already. And I don't think this partnership is going to work for RCB too much longer. I don't think Kohli opening would also fix that because Kohli and Faf opening, uh, they both struggle against spin nowadays. and it just creates another block hole, too much for DK, Shabazz, Maxwell to do. So I propose a left field thought. I think Maxwell should open. I know it's a bit left field, but recently in January in the BBL, which I know you do not watch, he opened for his team Melbourne Stars and scored their highest ever score in 160 something not out. I watched that innings live, absolutely brilliant. I don't think they'll do this, but I think it'll be better than what they got now.
I
Um,
mean, no. So
Speaking
I
of,
I feel like
yeah,
you're selling. Firstly, you're selling Anuj Rawat a little short. He didn't have the best first few games, but I mean, in terms of the last game itself, 66 of 42. That's like a pretty solid, like around a strike rate of around 150. I think Faf didn't play his role in that one. If Anuj Rawat is going to be the stabilizing force, then Faf can sort of let loose, which is what he did in the first game towards the latter half. With regards to like not believing in catching up, sometimes when you take it too far, looking at Faf's first innings is an example of how you catch up. He was what? He was like 35 of 30 or something insane. He was like pretty slow, and then he shot up like and yeah
his
yeah.
strike rate was below 100.
Faf's exactly. Faf was batting super slowly, and towards the end, he was able to absolutely accelerate. He had like 89 and like 50, 55 to 60 around that many balls, and it propelled RCB to a very high score. I believe it was 205 or 208. And so yeah, I think if Faf maintains that he can play that role, Anuj Rawat has the liberty of taking things a little bit slowly and being a more stabilizing force. While you get Virat Kohli, you get Faf du Plessis, you get Maxwell who can come in and sort of focus on on actually hitting the ball. And there was one more silly thing that you said that I thought of, but I forgot. What else were you saying? I was thinking of something else.
Maxwell should open.
No, there was Maxwell. Oh, yeah. Oh, it wasn't a important thing. But all I was saying was, when Rehan like one match, Rehan can't watch the BBL. Their global viewership halves, and that should give you a that should give you a sense of scale as to who watches the BBL and who actually cares, which is
Yeah,
very.
sure. Go on hating on the BBL while I continue hating on Mohammad Siraj. What an
Nice, please.
absolute terrible bowler. He gave away 50 runs in like two matches till now, 10 plus runs at an economy rate in every match. He's just been quite the bad bowler, I would say. Um, just the epitome of what you should not be doing as a bowler. He's been doing as a bowler. He's not good in the middle. He's not good in the power play. He's not good at the death. He's just not good. And I do not know why India brought him into a T20 and ODI squads based on his test performances, which fair enough, he's been doing well, but he should not be going on that plane to Australia. Frankly, he should not be in that RCB 11. I mean, Akash Deep is doing better than him. That just shows you how bad he's doing. Mohammad Siraj should have not been retained over a player like Yuzvendra Chahal, the current purple cap holder. I'm channeling my inner Om here, just ranting about how shit RCB is. And Mohammad Siraj, what an awful start to his IPL campaign this year. Um, Hopefully he finds something in him to like continue good form. Hopefully for RCB fans, not hopefully for me, because I like seeing RCB fail. It enjoys me. The pain in RCB fans' eyes and their tweets and their voices is music to my ears. I love it. Yeah,
Wow.
Vivian,
Okay.
why don't you take it?
Yeah. Okay. I think I think it got a little too real at the end. Rayan was really leaning into his RCB hatred. Maybe some of those things should be left off the internet. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Siraj is just terrible. I think if you take a piece of snow, if you take a piece of snow and I'm trying to figure out a way to sort of weave this in. If you take a piece of snow, um, put some terrible hair on it and a bandana, it would and put it on the RCB field, it would do as good a job as Mohammad Siraj. It would do a better job because at least that piece of snow wouldn't be able to bowl, which would be ideal for RCB fans because it would be better if Mohammad Siraj did not bowl, but he's making IPL interesting. He's making it there's a very fierce competition between who's the worst bowler in the IPL. It's either Odian Smith or Mohammad Siraj. So they're sort of neck they're sort of neck and neck there. And yeah, the fact that RCB retained this man for any more than 7 rupees is just shocking, particularly when you have things come out like they didn't even approach Chahal. It wasn't about the money. It's absurd. How I feel like the more we talk about it, we see how bad most teams are at just making business decisions. They should hire us, guys. Please, we'll do it for free, and we'd make your teams infinitely better. Um, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
yeah, they're just
Totally.
just evil, not evil, evilly
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. Siraj has been bad, but Harshal's been good. Harshal's been good.
Hmm.
Let's see who else has been good for their bowling department. Willie's been okay. Hasarang has been pretty solid for them.
Hmm.
Um, and at this point, I would just take George Garton over Mohammad Siraj. Um, that's how bad Mohammad Siraj is bowling, and we should probably move on now. Let's talk about something good. We'll move on to our weekly award.